Have you ever wondered how the beautiful island of Jamaica came to be what it is today? The story begins long before the arrival of Europeans, in a time when the island was home to the Arawak and Taino indigenous people. These first Jamaicans arrived on the island around the year 600 AD, bringing with them a rich culture and a way of life that was intricately tied to the land and sea. The Arawaks and Tainos were skilled farmers and fishers. They cultivated crops like cassava, sweet potatoes and maize, and they fished the teeming Caribbean waters. They were also talented craftsmen, creating pottery and intricate carvings from wood and stone. Their communities were organized into kakikazgos or chiefdoms, each ruled by a cacique or chief. It was a vibrant, thriving society, deeply connected to the rhythms of the earth and the cycles of the seasons. But in the year 1494, this tranquil existence was disrupted by the arrival of a stranger. Christopher Columbus, the Italian explorer sailing under the Spanish flag, set foot on Jamaican soil. He declared the island to be the most beautiful he had ever seen, but his admiration did not prevent him from claiming the island for Spain. Under Spanish rule, the lives of the Arawak and Taino people changed irrevocably. The Spanish established settlements and forced the indigenous people into servitude. Diseases brought by the Europeans decimated the native population. Within 50 years, the once thriving Arawak and Taino communities had all but disappeared. The Spanish era was a time of great change for Jamaica. The island's lush landscapes were transformed into plantations for sugarcane, a crop that would become central to its economy. The Spanish also brought the first African slaves to the island, setting the stage for a brutal and tragic chapter in Jamaica's history. But the face of Jamaica was about to change drastically with the arrival of a new power. And so the story of Jamaica continues, a tale of resilience and transformation deeply rooted in the island's rich and complex past. What happens when a new power takes control? In 1655, Jamaica found out. The year marked a significant shift in the island's history. No longer under Spanish rule, Jamaica fell into the hands of a new European power, the British. The British conquest of Jamaica was fairly swift, with the island's Spanish settlers finding themselves ill-prepared to resist the superior military might of the British. The British, eager to exploit the fertile land, quickly began to transform the island into a hub of sugar production. But this sweet industry had a bitter underside. This was the beginning of the slave trade in Jamaica, a period that would indelibly scar the island's history. Africans were forcefully ripped from their homelands, chained and brought across the Atlantic to work on the island's burgeoning sugar plantations. They were not immigrants seeking a better life, but captives, bound by the iron chains of enslavement. The conditions endured by these slaves were nothing short of horrific. They toiled under the Caribbean sun from dawn till dusk, their bodies pushed to the brink of exhaustion. The whips of their overseers were a constant threat, ensuring obedience through fear and pain. They were treated not as human beings, but as property, their worth measured only by their ability to work. Life for these slaves was a relentless cycle of hardship and suffering. Their culture, their identities, their freedom, all were stripped away in the service of the sugar industry. The British, blinded by their greed for sugar and the wealth it brought, turned a blind eye to the inhumanity of their actions. Yet amid the darkness of this period, the seeds of resistance were being sown. The slaves, though physically bound, clung onto their spirit of resilience. They nurtured their African roots in secret, their songs and dances becoming a quiet act of defiance against their oppressors. The slave trade marked a dark period in Jamaica's history, one that still echoes today. The scars of this era run deep, a grim reminder of the human cost of greed and power. But they also bear testament to the indomitable spirit of those who endured, whose legacy continues to shape the Jamaican identity. But where there is oppression, there is always resistance. In the late 18th century, Jamaica bore witness to this. As the sun set over the sugar plantations, the seeds of defiance were sown among the enslaved Africans. Their spirit was indomitable, their quest for freedom unquenchable. Throughout the late 18th and early 19th centuries, the island was swept up in a series of slave rebellions, each one a testament to the courage and resilience of the enslaved. Yet one uprising stands out from the rest, a beacon of hope that shone brightly in the island's dark history. The Baptist War of 1831, led by the indomitable Samuel Sharp. Sharp, a literate enslaved man and Baptist preacher, was a beacon of hope for the enslaved community. He was a man of faith, but also a man of action, who believed in the concept of freedom as a divine right for all. Harnessing the power of his words and the strength of his beliefs, he led an unprecedented revolt that shook the very foundations of the slave-holding society. The Baptist War, also known as the Christmas Rebellion, was more than just an uprising. It was a fight for dignity, for justice, for a chance to live as free individuals. This rebellion was a fierce display of the will of the enslaved, a clear message to their oppressors that they were not mere commodities, but human beings with an unalienable right to freedom. The rebellion was brutally suppressed, and Sharp was executed, but his sacrifice was not in vain. The Baptist War sent shockwaves across the Atlantic, reaching the hallowed halls of the British Parliament. It played a pivotal role in hastening the abolition of slavery in Jamaica in 1834, a testament to the power of resistance. The abolition of slavery was a victory, but the struggle for true freedom was far from over. The end of slavery was just the beginning of a new chapter in Jamaica's history, a chapter marked by the continued fight for equality, dignity, and true independence. With the shackles of slavery broken, Jamaica embarked on a new journey towards self-determination. It was a journey marked by challenges and triumphs, a journey that would see this small Caribbean island nation rise from the ashes of its colonial past to emerge as a beacon of resilience and strength. After the abolition of slavery in the mid-19th century, Jamaica remained under British colonial rule. The island was transformed into a crown colony in 1866, a move that centralized British power and further disenfranchised the majority black population. Yet just as they had resisted slavery, the Jamaican people began to resist colonial rule. The 20th century brought a growing movement for independence. Jamaican heroes like Norman Manley and Alexander Bustamante emerged, leading the charge towards self-governance. They demanded not just political freedom, but also social and economic equality for all Jamaicans. Their efforts culminated in the year 1962, a year that would forever be etched in the annals of Jamaican history. 1962 marked the achievement of full independence for Jamaica. The Union Jack was lowered for the last time, and the Jamaican flag, with its vibrant colors of black, green, and gold, was hoisted high. It was a moment of triumph, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Jamaican people. Independence, however, did not mean the end of struggle. Modern Jamaica continues to grapple with the legacies of its past, from social inequality to economic challenges. Yet the same resilience that carried the nation through slavery and colonialism continues to drive its people forward. So the next time you think of Jamaica, remember the resilience and spirit of a people who fought for their freedom. Remember the journey that has shaped this vibrant nation, the struggles overcome and victories won. Remember too the promise of its future, a testament to the enduring spirit of its people. Jamaica, a land of beauty, strength and resilience, is indeed a testament to the power of self-determination.